right then. Jeez. Send it, Charlie Chan. Alright guys, welcome back to this episode of Rolling with T-Bone. As we are rolling down the road on the Blue Moon, I hope my tail light don't fall off. I noticed that this tail light's not like a Sportster tail light or maybe even a Softail tail light. It has one bolt dead center of the housing that essentially, to be able to fix, I'm going to have to be able to jack this motorcycle up in the air and fix it. Are you seriously going to follow me all the way through Hell's Hollow? Jeez. Anyway, if you're old here, welcome back. You know what's going on. If you're new, welcome in. My name's T-Bone. I make motorcycle related content, any kind of content really. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you guys about in this episode, is the content. We are removed now from a couple of things. The spring into summer giveaway, that's going to take place at a later date, because the folks who own Ball Hootin', Gail and Rob, were out doing some amazing things for veterans. So much love for what they were doing. Much love for what they do. Essentially, guys, I just wanted to kind of touch base with y'all about the content that I've been making. I've noticed a trend across the motorcycle world when it comes to content. A lot of people are starting to try to really figure out and nail down where they want their channels to go. And I'm no different, because I've been on this process now since back in the winter, trying to just really figure out what I want to do with Rolling with T-Bone. And of course, I had spoke to you guys earlier videos about trying to get involved in you know, some kind of charity, you know, something that I can put my focus toward to help people. And I've had a lot of suggestions. Of course, the empty stocking program, and I really don't want to get involved in just a one time a year kind of deal. I want to get involved in something that goes year round, and it's not just limited to Christmas, if that makes sense. Because I mean, you've got so many different organizations that are dedicated to making sure the kids have a good Christmas. The Empty Stocking Fund, you know, Basin Fund. There are a lot of those organizations, according to Marines, How the Toys for Tots. There's a lot of things for Christmas. So I want to be involved in something that is directly more year-round based. You know, something that's going to affect the here and now, whether it be orphans or, you know, whether it be a family that needs help, that has a sick child, something along those lines. But right now I'm not dedicating myself to anything, because I'm kind of weighing out the options to see what's out there, who's doing what's available to those people who are doing things, you know, just kind of seeing what the patterns are. And a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing, or that I'm noticing, is that these folks who are doing these things, they're kind of getting lost in the shuffle, if you know what I mean. Because you can only ask for help for one situation only so many times before people say, well, you know, and it's a bad thing to say, but people will start saying, well, you know, yeah, but I've donated like several $100s to this situation. how come, you know, me and 20 other people have donated money and the situation hasn't changed? And that's a legitimate point. It's a legitimate question. Why has the situation changed? So that's kind of what the situation is. But I'm not going to blindly just jump in there and start pumping my support into something that I don't know about. If it's something that I'm willing to learn about, if it's something that I want to understand, then I will support it. But you know, my thing is, I've kind of had this thought over the last few weeks, and really more prominent over the last 2 weeks, is what I do here with the camera, with what I need to edit videos, to upload videos for YouTube and Facebook. Everything that I do hinges on old equipment. So I am literally one electronic away from quitting to not being able to do this. And that's very real in my mind, because none of this stuff is cheap, and I don't have the funds to just go out and replace something. So I'm kind of having my reservations that, okay, if I get involved in something and I start doing a lot of content towards something, if the tablet that I use to edit and upload goes down, I'm in trouble. If a camera goes down and quits, I'm in trouble. If a bike goes down and quits, I'm in trouble. So I've got all that stuff right there weighing heavily on my mind. And you know, I kind of have to weigh it out in the manner of, do I really want to run the risk of getting involved in something and then something tear up and me not even be able to give them a hand, or me, you know? So that's something that weighs very deep on my mind. I really think about that kind of stuff right there, because just for this setup that I'm using right now, there are so many moving parts. It's not just the camera. There's two adapters. There is a TRRS to TRS adapter for the microphone that has to be bought, the microphone itself. Then there is an adapter, if you can see through the mirror, this adapter here, that adapter right there by itself is $50. If it goes out, that's $50. If the camera goes out, that's hundreds of dollars. If a microphone goes out, I've got a couple extra microphones because I was able to buy some at Walmart for like $6.99. They're good mics, they work good, they clip just right in the inside of the helmet, and my audio seems to be pretty well much good all the time. You can hear what I'm saying, which, you know, to me that's the most important thing, is for you guys to be able to hear what I'm saying. But looking at all of that stuff, I mean, I'm just one part away breaking down to Rolling with T-Bone no longer exist. So that's why I know a lot of content creators over on YouTube, they have Patreons, they have PayPals, people who donate to their channel. The patrons get special requests. They get let in on the behind the scenes stuff going on with the channel. They get first options on stuff. I don't have stickers. I don't have t-shirts. I don't have anything to give for patrons who support me with money. So that's why I've never asked anyone to support me with money, because I don't have anything to offer other than me being able to keep doing this, which is sitting on the motorcycle, riding down the road, and just sharing my thoughts with you guys. So I have a lot of things that I have to take into consideration. That being the most important one, is that if one of these moving parts go down, then I'm in trouble. I'm kind of hung out to dry until I can either scrape up and save enough money, you know, with all the other hundreds of things that I've got to pay, all of our bills, medical stuff that I don't really have the money to afford if something tears up to fix it or replace it. You know, and as far as I know, there's not a doctor out there for GoPros, or there's not a doctor out there for the tablets, because they're so cheaply made. All right, sorry about that, guys. I had to jump off and check something on the bike, but you know, that's I think I vibrated my tail light loose. The housing's still there, but I don't know if the bulbs came loose or if the wires came off. I'll have to try to find time to dig up in there and check that out. But you know, that's just how it hinges. I mean, that's how quick this whole thing can just stop being. That's how fast rolling with T-bone can go away. It's just one of these moving parts break and it's over. All you see is me post saying, you know, no longer able to shoot episodes of Rolling with T-Bone until I can afford to replace equipment. So that all plays a huge part on my mind about doing all this, about, you know, making content, recording content, putting it out there. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy what I'm doing here. You know, sometimes I don't have a whole lot interesting to say, and then sometimes I just get bombarded in my own mind with a million things that I want to jump on the bike and talk to you guys about. But you know, that's kind of where it stands right now. Is it goes away quick. It can go away real quick, and that's not lost on me. That, you know, that's not lost. I get that. I understand that. But you know, that is what it is, guys. It's a risk that I take. It's a risk that I knew in the beginning. Of course, you remember me saying in the very beginning when I got this equipment to be able to do this, you know, it hinges on this equipment. And some of my stuff's starting to become dated. I picked up an old tablet to do my editing and uploading with, and you know, my memory's starting to fill up, the internal memory, and I don't want to wipe the device because I have all of my apps and everything uploaded. So that's why the dirt video with the Punisher had to come to you guys in 2 parts, is because I had to cut it in half and break it down just to be able to edit it out and load it up. But you know, it is what it is. That's just one of those things that's, you know, if I have to wipe the memory, then I have to start all over from scratch. And now the SD cards that are inside these cameras, they're dated. Can they stand to be reformatted? You know, it's no problem to stick them in and reformat them for what I'm using them for, but they're so dated. Can they handle being reformatted? Because these SD cards are very finicky. I gotta say, I was very shocked at how finicky these SD cards were. But man, I tell you, it feels good to be out here on the Blue Moon, guys, riding around the old Dyna. This is officially the oldest motorcycle I have. You know, and out of the Harleys, the Honda's the one that always gives me the issues. I'm having issues now with the Punisher's battery, which is only about 3 months old. That battery is not old, and it's a gel battery. I can't understand why I'm having issues with it. I'm gonna have to take it to O'Reilly's and see if they can figure out what's going on with it. I can't afford to replace that though. Those are very expensive, those gel batteries are. But I'm hoping that it just needs a good charge or something. You know, they can warranty it for me or something. But I'll tell you something, guys, it's very interesting about how this all kind of plays out. I'm sure that other people that create content have the same worries and concerns. But man, being out here on the Blue Moon, this bike is dirty, guys. Good grief. It's got pollen all over it. It's got dirt all over it. The chrome needs to be cleaned up. It's bad. But on the flip side of that coin, it's not a trailer queen, so it's going to get dirty because I ride it. So there's that. But you know, I just wanted to kind of jump on here and just shoot this little episode and kind of touch base with you guys. I do got plans for rides coming up. you know, I'm not going to shoot no content on a ride that I've already taken. Like the spring into summer giveaway that day, I didn't even take a camera with me because I'm really going to start being very selective about what content I shoot, what content I upload, because I don't want it to become repetitive. And unfortunately, where we live, a lot of these roads that I live on and ride on, you know, which the local roads I'm going to ride on, you're going to have to see those for me. But those are days when I'm talking to you and I'm discussing something with you. The days when I'm on the Cherahalla or Fort Mountain, you know, I don't want to start doing those roads back to back to back all the time, constantly putting it out that, yeah, we're going to ride Fort Mountain, or yeah, we're going to go across the Cherahalla. Because as much as I enjoy those rides, you're going to say, oh, well, he's went across Fort Mountain again, so I can skip this video because that's nothing new. But, you know, again, that's just one of those things that I kind of have to keep pressed into the back of my mind and deal with. That, you know, you know, it's a constant thing. It's a constant thing. It's kind of what I'm trying to get there. It's just it's a constant. It's a constant course of ideals that I have to put out there. And of course, I constantly have to question myself as to, you know, am I doing good? What am I putting out? Is it working? Is it good? Is it entertaining? Not that I'm trying to be an entertainer, but that's kind of what you end up becoming behind the camera when you're the one making the content, as it's for entertaining purposes. You know, I obviously entertain you guys enough that you want to sit down behind your computer and, you know, watch me ride a motorcycle and talk to you. But tell you what, guys, we came off the heels of Memorial Day. Of course, Memorial Day is not Veterans Day, so if you got to I hope you had a good Memorial Day weekend. And I hope you remember that it's about those who fell and didn't make it all the way home. It's about those who gave the ultimate sacrifice, the ones who gave all. You know, the Bible teaches us no greater love hath no man than to lay down his life for his brother. And certainly from World War I, World War II, Vietnam, Afghanistan, all of the wars that our country has been involved with over the years, we have lost so many members of our military, so many brothers and sisters and mothers and sons and daughters that gave that ultimate sacrifice, that laid down their life in the heat of battle and didn't get to come home. So that's kind of what Memorial Day is for, and it's to remember those folks, and it's to pay honor to their memory. So if you're my friend, if you're watching this and you lost a member of your family in the war, God bless you, and thank you for your sacrifice, because the family sacrifice just as much as the enlisted officers do. So I tell you what, guys, that's pretty well much going to bring this video to an end. Got to have a little stuff done to the Blue Moon here, but you guys take care of yourselves. If you got any ideas for me, drop down in the comments. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe to YouTube channel if you haven't. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, all at Rolling with T-Bone. And I'll tell you what, guys, until the next time, y'all take care of yourselves and each other.